Well, that was definitely a lot of fun to put together. I may have got a little carried away, but still, you know, gotta have fun during these times, right? Wanted to give you an actual, like, somewhat serious discussion of this Vert Atlantide, rather than just hyping it up like crazy with a trailer. So I wanted to flip the camera around, show you how it writes, talk through it a little bit, maybe give you a little more information education than I did previously. So let's go ahead and take a look at this pretty cool ink. All right, so here we go. If you're not familiar with the 350 series of the Jacques Herbin inks, they all have some form of glitter in them. So the 1670 series have gold glitter, the 350 series have silver. Vert Atlantide is special because it has both gold and silver, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't really seen that in any other ink colors, which is kind of cool. So it has both. The glitter does tend to settle a little bit on the bottom. So whenever you're using it, you need to give it a gentle shake. You don't have to go nuts on it, but if you give it a gentle shake like that, that will get all the particulate into suspension. They are actual small, like, what's it called? Microcrystalline or you know, it's not glitter necessarily, but it's kind of that same concept. It's not a pure liquid dye like what's in these. The glitter actually is a particulate that will settle out, and that will build up in your feed over time. So it's definitely something that, like, tends to dry out a little bit more, tends to cause more flow issues than normal. It doesn't, like, block it up and cause harm, but it does, you know, give you more maintenance. So it is something to keep in mind. The pen that I have here, this is a Conklin Endura, and this is the Abalone. This is a limited edition, and this particular trim just so happens to be one that we have as exclusive at Goulet pens, because frankly, I just wanted to write with it. So inked this one up. I have a medium nib on this one, because that's just the one that I have. There we go. So once you've kind of shaken this thing up a little bit, you get it inked up. You want to keep the pen moving a little bit. You don't need to shake it like this, but if you just roll it around like this, I find that that helps a little bit. And you can see here, even inside the pen, the particulate can settle out a little bit after the pen's sitting for a while. So if you just kind of roll the pen back and forth in your hands, that helps with it. I don't have a ton of ink in there right now, but you kind of get the idea. So just gotta keep the pen moving, and that keeps the glitter flowing. One little trick that I do when I'm using shimmering ink like this, and I really want to get a lot of shimmer, I will actually, you know, push down the converter, or if you have a piston or something like that. If you, not all pens you have the ability to do that. If you're refilling a cartridge, or if you have a vac filler or something, it's a lot harder to do, but it kind of forces some ink down, makes it write a little wetter, which can then draw out more of that shimmer. So basically, whenever you have any shimmering ink, the more ink resistant the paper is, the more it's going to shimmer. And the wetter the pen, the more it's going to shimmer. So basically, whenever you can pool large amounts of that ink in one place, you're going to see more shimmer. That's the goal. So this is Clairefontaine 90 gram paper, same kind of stock Clairefontaine stuff that you will see in a lot of different places. The dry time is longer, you know, with the heavier flow like this, with some of the sheen. Not getting super heavy sheen on this. My lighting is not the best, I apologize. But, you know, I'm shooting all this at home with my phone, so you get what you get. If you're using a different paper, like for example, Tomoe River, this is the 52 gram stuff. This sample I already wrote out, so it's had more of a chance to dry. But this, you can definitely see, I mean, Tomoe River is going to be more of the ink resistant stuff anyway, but you can definitely see more of that shimmer start to really pop. And certain lights, when it catches it, it's just like coated in shimmer. It's very cool. The green itself is, you know, very much like a foresty kind of green. Leans a little bit on the gray side. Doesn't have a lot of heavy, like, kind of red to it. You know, pretty straight green, has a little bit of shading to it, but most of the color variants you're going to see is actually going to be with that shimmer. So it's very cool, very festive. I would say we're entering into the holiday season where this is something that kind of makes sense. And then I want to just test it on just some copy paper as well, just kind of like run-of-the-mill stuff. I have this what's called premium copy paper that I just grabbed out of my printer at home, and it's, you know, not the worst stuff, not the best stuff, but I thought maybe it would be a little more absorbent. This is not the stuff that I would be like writing with on fountain pens every day. This is like what we're printing off like our kids' schedules and homework assignments and stuff. Definitely more absorbent. You're gonna see it's flatter, little less exciting. Not gonna see all that much shimmer and sheen going on with this probably. But this is an example, you know, you're gonna get a little bit of bleed through on the back of some, you know, more ink absorbent paper like this. Whereas if you're putting it heavier down on something like a Tomoe, you know, that's when you're gonna get a lot better, you know, ink resistance and whatnot. So there you go, you can get a sense of the color. It's a very cool addition to the lineup. I think they did a good job with it. Green is an interesting color. You know, people get picky about greens, but I think this is a very, very pleasant one. And, you know, in a pen like this, so Conklin now has Yovo nibs in them. They write smooth and a bit on the wet side. So I think a pen like this is a really good matchup. Part of the reason I put it in this particular pen is because it's got a lot of green and gold and silver kind of in it. So I thought, you know, what the heck do you match to an abalone pen? Well, this ink actually pairs up pretty nicely. So I'm happy with the combo. I think it's a really cool ink. You know, it's not particularly waterproof, not gonna be fast dry time. It's really gonna have some of the more extreme properties in terms of maintenance and all these types of things, but that's what you get with shimmering inks. I think it's a beautiful color. I think the bottle, the presentation is fantastic. Just looks gorgeous, just kind of sitting out on the desk. And it's an overall pleasant color, pleasant experience. So if you want to add a little sparkle to your life, consider Vert Atlantide. All right, so there you go. That is Vert Atlantide. So if you want to learn more about this, be sure to check out gouletpens.com. You can see some technical specs, better pictures, and even buy it if you're so inclined. Be sure to subscribe to our channel if you have not already. Would love to have you there, and you can see more cool stuff like this that we're going to post. I would also love to know what you think of this ink or the trailer that we put together. Let me know in the comments, and be happy to read those. Thanks so much for watching, and right on.